Hi everyone, it's your girl Amanda here, and this is my channel Amanda Random, and I am finally back to show you guys the next step. We used the tacky glue in our Christmas greeting card junk journal, and you can see that it held it just fine. I'm just kind of flipping through and showing you that now it actually looks like a book. Yay! So finally, we're gonna start getting into the fun part of adding stickers and images and ephemera and just different things like that. So I still don't like the front cover 100%, but I decided we'd worry about that later. So I found this that I was given, this ribbon that was given to me in a friend mail, and I thought, this video is all about binding the spine of the book. And even though we use that Aleene's tacky glue, what you want to usually do is, just to reinforce that, is take some ribbon and tie it in the middle of each of your signatures. And it also gives you this really cute overhang on the side. So here I thought this would be really cute to use until I realized, this is self-adhesive? And then I'm like, no. And then I look and realize, ta-da, it is. I'm like, okay, I can't use that. Gotta find something else. So this was on my desk, and I purchased this at the Dollar Tree for a wonderful dollar. And I was like, you know what? It's curling ribbon. Why not use this? It's Christmas colors. And then I found this at Goodwill, and I thought, there's some pink, red, and some greens in there. Maybe I'll use that as well. I wasn't sure what I was doing. I was just grabbing different ribbons that I had laying around, and trying to figure out what I was going to do. I knew I was going to tie each signature quickly, probably most likely with that curling ribbon, but I did find some other ribbon that I thought was really cute and Christmas-y-esque. So I don't know why my camera is being a snotty little brat during this video, but I was realizing like the autofocus or something wasn't on, and it was irritating the poop out of me. Excuse me if I'm coughing and making a lot of noise, you guys. I'm getting a cold because, that's just what happens to us moms. So right now all I'm doing is opening up that ribbon and kind of like trying to measure out right in the middle of our first signature that we glued in, and seeing now if I put this in there. And you know what? Do not waste your time trying to be all fancy-nancy on this part. Just tie those babies in and just make sure they're around the spine part. Get it long enough, cut it, make some knots, secure it, and you are good to go. You can flip through this book a million times and those babies aren't going anywhere. And like I said, you can actually skip this part, but for me, this is a really, really fun part, because now you're just going to bring those ribbons together through that first signature, bring it to the top, and this is where I realize my fingers just don't work anymore. Thank you, diabetes. And you just want to secure it along the edge and tie a couple knots in there. And I'm still figuring out how to use my fingers here. I do know how to tie a knot, I swear. My fingers just were not doing what they were told to do. So once you tie that in pretty tight, and with this kind of ribbon, there's not a lot of give, so make sure you get it tight to the edge of the book spine, or it's probably not going to be that tight. So I'm just taking the end of my scissors now, and along the back side of that ribbon, I'm just sliding my scissors around along it tightly to make the little curls. And I was like, you know what? Do I want that? Is that too much? But when you're making a Christmas junk journal, is too much really even a possibility? I don't think so. So at this point, I'm like, yep, this is what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep taking a bunch of this ribbon and wrapping it through the middle of each signature. just to tie it in. And I sound like a broken record, but you know what? It is. It works so well. And it gives you all that pretty frilly on the side. And like I said, you don't have to use curling ribbon. You can use regular fabric ribbon. You can use anything like that. So it definitely, there's possibilities. You can even make like a dangle or something to hang off the side. If you remember, or if you've been following along in the video prior to this, I think it was prior to this, I even had like a little jingle bell door hanger thing that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I was like, you know what, I could even use that to hang off the side or something of that nature. So yeah, there are so many possibilities when customizing your own little junk journal. And you know, I've had different people ask me, what do you use it for? You can use it for anything you want. Me in particular, I kind of have the plan of, I want to go back on my computer and print out, you know, I make the kids every year, like they know the drill. I make them sit in front of the Christmas tree on Christmas morning, and my 3 kids have to sit there and smile and pose in front of the tree before anyone gets to touch anything from good old Mr. Santa Claus. So I have pictures back from, you know, how long ago, and I thought I might go and have some of them made at Walgreens. And once I have this book to the point where I want it and things like that, I might flip through and add those type of pictures of my kids in front of the Christmas tree every year for, like, you know, a progression of the last how many years. That would be one thing you could put in there. You can leave a room for journaling spots and journal, you know, the however many days of Christmas. You can, you know, you can use it as a journal next year, or there's just so much you can do. And now if you guys were just watching that silver one, I tied really tight and the one side, like, broke right off, but the knot stayed. So you know what? Moving on. I don't even care. All I did was curl the one end that was left and just kept trucking on. I have a lot of, even myself sometimes, I've gotten way better at it. But I would get to a point in a project where something would like go wrong and I'd be like, oh my God, it's ruined. It's done. It's done. It's ruined. What did I just do? And like go into this huge like anxiety, like this was pointless. Now what? Now this is dumb. And I've seriously learned that, oh my goodness, like some of the mistakes that you can make during a project or something can make your project so unique, so beautiful, so different that I don't even call them mistakes anymore. Like, prior to, you know, this point that I'm at, if I was making this junk journal and that ribbon had, like, broke, I would have been like, I'm done. I give up. Now what? It broke. You know, and there's like 1,000 things you can do. You could go and cut that off and retie a new one. You can work with what you got. You can, you know, it doesn't matter. There's so many different ways to fix a mistake that I don't even call them mistakes anymore. Art is art. And even making this junk journal, I consider art. And here you can see I'm just still tying those signatures in. My point was to speed this video up because I kept getting mad and realizing that half the time I was like bottom left side corner, that you weren't even seeing what I was doing. But anyway, I forgot before I did the voiceover for this to speed the video up. So now you just get to listen to me talk for like a full 19 minutes. Yay! You guys are probably like, no. So if you don't want to listen to me talk, and I don't blame you if you don't, go ahead and mute this and just watch me play with stubborn ribbon. So, like I said, the front of the book, I'm still not like 100% happy with. I love that Christmas bag that I used, but I don't like how, like, you can see the little holes where the thing was through and all that jazz. So I was like, I'm thinking I might either add something to the cover or and not necessarily change the cover, but just maybe add some stuff to the cover to make it look a little better. I want to fix the inside a little bit, and depending upon how many signatures you guys have in yours, this part can take a while and seem like never ending. As I was flipping through this, I was like, how many things did I put in here? Good Lord. So, let's see, what else can I tell you? I did, when you use that Aleene's tacky glue, it does stick, and I don't know how to explain this real well, but it sticks to, like, it sticks the signatures where the two signatures meet, and you can flatten your book and, like, let that kind of pull apart. And if it leaves too much of a gap or you don't like the way it looks in between them, you can do the same exact process with ribbon or anything like that and put it between the actual, not in the middle of the signature, but between the signatures, if that bothers you. And in the end, I believe at the end of this video that I add some between where the signatures meet as well. And if you don't want to do that, you can just use some washi between there. You can, you don't have to even use ribbon, you guys. You can use string. You can use yarn. You can use baker's twine. You can use anything you want to tie this. Lace or lace ribbons or whatever. It doesn't matter. I love that I have my infusion set paper laying right out next to all of our Christmas stuff. And it was just, if you guys don't know, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I use that IV 3000 to put it over my infusion set that goes to my pump. And me, knowing that, I'm currently making a junk journal, which you can also find on this channel, I was like, you know what? Yeah, oh, right here. Actually, I'll continue that in a minute. Right here is where you see me add that string, or that yarn, I should say. And that was actually between where two of the signatures meet and not in the middle of one. But anyway, I changed my set and I was like, you know what? I gotta keep this wrapper of this infusion set tape so that I can stick it in my junk journal. So that's why that's laying there. I have a messy desk, but you know what? If I didn't have a messy desk, I wouldn't know where everything is. I swear it's like when you're younger and your mom's like, clean your room. You're like, I don't want to clean my room because even though it's messy to you, I know where everything is. I'm such a child, even in my quote unquote adulthood. Seriously, it's bad. Because I'm the same way with like my art supplies, and I try to keep some things, put to where they need to be so I know, but other things it's just like, you know what? Don't touch my mess. I need it here right now. I will go through it eventually, and I can find everything right here. So with this, I am actually going between where the signatures meet, like I showed you, and just tying in some of that to add some, I don't know, something to the side. And at this point I was trying to decide, do I like the curls? Did I go overboard? Do I want to keep them there? Should I cut some of them off? And I was just like, I don't care. And then I decided after I put the black stuff on that I really didn't know if I liked it, but I love the fact that it's like fibers, and I wanted something just crazy off the side. So I was like, you know what? This is what I chose to do, and I am going to make it work. So I decided to just leave it all on there. And I was going to then use this beautiful, beautiful gold ribbon. And use that in between. See how I'm pulling those signatures apart? They're still glued in, but I pulled them apart from each other. And I'm just adding some gold ribbon there and tying that in. And I do believe I only do that like one more time with the gold ribbon. And then finally, I'm somewhat happy. And another tip too is if you guys use these ribbons or anything you want to tie into the signatures, you can always take a piece of duct tape, take a piece of whatever, and put it along the outside there and hide those if you don't want to see them going down the actual spine of the book and you just want to see them peeking out from the very top right there. You could put a piece of like red Christmas duct tape or something over that and hide the length of that ribbon if you didn't want to see it down the spine. But I like the messy look. I kind of like how it looks. And then I decided, can I curl this ribbon as well, even though it's more of a fabric ribbon? So I was like, you know what? I don't know. I'm just going to cut it a little shorter here. And, you know, that's the great thing about journals, you guys. This is all per your choice, your liking. You can do what you want. Try to curl those little things, and mostly it kind of curled, so I was happy. Of course, you know, it's got to curl all wonky, but I will fix that later. So just flipping through now, and you can see like these are between the two signatures. Note to self, keep the book in the area that all of you wonderful random people can see it. I'm still working with new camera angles, and I'm still trying stuff, so forgive me, you guys. I'll get there one of these days. I'll get there, and you'll be able to actually see what I'm doing. But anyway, it's pretty self-explanatory. What I'm doing is just adding that last gold piece through the signatures to keep them snugly tied in. Snugly? Snugged? Is that a word? Snugly? It's a word in my life. So I'm keeping them all snugly and tied into that spine so they don't go nowhere when we start flipping through it and adding pictures and notes and whatever we end up adding. So the fun part, like I said, is just going to begin finally. And like I said, you don't have to finish the outside, and you can decide that you're going to tie in 50 more jingle bells, and you can do that at any point that you want. Like, this isn't step by step and then you're done. You know, I could have already actually started working on the signatures if I really wanted to, but I was more concentrated on just trying to get the book glued, and all that good stuff. So it looks a little crazy, but you know what? I'm a little crazy. So in the end, I was like, you know what? I like this. I could do this. It's loud. It's Christmassy. And I need that Christmas spirit in my life right now. So I got them tied in. I got them all situated. And like I said, I want to maybe redo the cover. And now all of that length above those signatures that, you know, I had some people ask me, you're going to see that. Once you add those ribbons, look at how cool that looks. You don't realize that you're using a bigger book because you put that backing in there. So now we can flip through and start painting, coloring, drawing, gluing, until our little hearts are content. So, I decided that underneath some of these, because some of them were still a little loose no matter how hard I tried to tie them, you can wrap something around there and add more.